What I want to do today is show you the application we've been talking about so far. And this is our newest application for Office 365, specifically focusing on Office 365, the need for it, and what is the need for it. So I want to describe it a little bit and then get into it and show it to you. And any feedback, questions, thoughts, extremely welcome. What I want to do first, before I do anything, is give you guys a poll here as well. Open that up. And I just want to get your quick perspective before I dive in. So here it is, very quick one. Okay, it's a quick poll asking, do you use the question mark in Office 365 and SharePoint? All right, we'll give it about 10 more seconds. Then I'll close it and I'll show you the results so you can see for yourself what your colleagues are saying. All right, there we go. Close and share. So you should be able to see the results now. 21% said yes, which is actually kind of high. Usually I don't even get that many. 71% said no, and my favorite, 9% said, I didn't know there was a question mark there. What are you talking about? Just, you know, a question mark in any application, any Microsoft or non-Microsoft application, sometimes gives you exactly what you want and sometimes kind of leave you hanging as to, this is not what I was looking for. This is not satisfying my need. So this is good to know, at least from a peer review over here, as to how many people are using it, how many not. I'm going to hide this over here so you can see my screen again. What I'm going to go into right now is, as I said, showing you the application. It's called officially the VisualSP Training for Office 365 application. I cannot take the credit for it completely. There's a lot of work with a lot of individuals have gone into it from our VisualSP team, so thank you very much for all of them. Still, having said that, this application is in beta. Okay, so beta application, and I'm going to request you guys to excuse any glitches that you may or may not see. Hopefully you won't, but if you do, excuse them right now. We're still making improvements. But focus on the possibilities, focus on the value proposition here, and let us know what you think about it. All right? So here we go. Without further ado, I'm going to dive in first into, where's it over here? Let's see. You know what? Change my mind over here. I'm going to go to OneDrive. Let's go to OneDrive first. As we're talking about, the application is for complete Office 365. There's a lot of applications slash what's called workloads that are in Office 365, right? We've been focused as a company, I've been focused as a trainer very much on this particular one, SharePoint, which is extremely important, obviously, but SharePoint is not the only game in town, especially with the Office 365 in play right now. There's a lot of good stuff. How do you provide people help where they need it, when they need it, directly in context, for them to do their job, for them to get their tasks done, and all of them? That's the whole point, right? How do you really help them? So let's talk about this right now. In the beginning, I asked in the poll that you use a question mark. Those of you who have not even seen it, noticed it, the question mark is right there, top right? If I do click on it, here's what I get. So I'm in OneDrive right now, and I clicked on the question mark, and I can say that I'm pretty good at OneDrive and SharePoint and other workloads in general, so I don't really count, but the end users and even the power users that I interact with on a fairly daily basis, they tell me that, you know what, it's not very intuitive exactly how do I go and find information. So if I get this, where do I go? If I just wanted to know, how do I upload files? What is the best way to do that? Can I drag and drop stuff in there? How about the metadata that I set in here? Is it required? How can I visualize everything better? So how do you understand? I mean, the best way in here, which still works really nice, is you just start typing in. So I want to upload my files. You click on upload, and then you click on something comes up. And then it goes to this article, which is a great article, by the way. Lots of good information out there from Microsoft. But the problem for the end users, or the challenge I should say that I've seen, is that they don't really understand the context of what just happened. I open a new tab, opened up. I got here. Where's my other stuff? And this was right here, right? So coming back and going forward, it just doesn't work out that nicely. Anyway, so having said all that stuff, here's our solution. The hanging VisualSP tab on the right side, right? This is there, follows users around. Wherever the users go, this help tab goes, or this VisualSP tab goes. And when they expand this, they get the help they need, when they need it, where they need it. For example, you click on this over here. So this task pane here is going to show, all right, I got some overview information here, stuff about adding files, sharing files. So I'll go ahead and click on one of these. Let's do this one. This in particular right now is a YouTube video that's coming in from a Microsoft channel. Okay, I'll talk about the content a little bit more later as well as to what our strategy is for content, but this currently is coming from YouTube. I could click on add files and click on, see how these are, they're bold and this one is not bold. It just means that I've clicked on this before. That's why it's gone from being bold to not bold anymore. So if I click on this, this is an article. This is actually the same kind of article that I was showing before, but now it's directly in context to the user, right? So they don't lose context of where they have been before. And you can always pop this out as well, by the way. So I can pop it out as a user if it's a small article or something I want to print out and have it ready at my desk at all times. I can print this out, right? You could do the exact same thing for videos as well. Let's see, this one I believe is also, yeah, this is also an article in here. So I got some sample content here from Onedrive. If I wanted to, I could, like I said, pop this video out as well. All right, that's how it works. Alrighty, having said that, let me switch to context now. Obviously, OneDrive is just one of the many different places you can go in Office 365. So what I'm going to do right now is go to SharePoint. And I can go directly using this and go to SharePoint. First, it's going to show me the site directory. So I'll jump into a team site. All right, so here's a sample team site, VisualSP team site right now. My VisualSP tab is still there. In this particular context, there's a lot of material that's showing up over here. Keep in mind that this is how we're starting out right now. Later, what we're going to be going towards is showing information that's just in context and just enough for the user. So I personally, as a trainer, believe that there's too much offered right here. And we're going to be, adjusting all these things later. So when you go to a different context, like a specific document library or a specific list or something like that, the context and the content here changes. Speaking of content, by the way, the type of content that is over there is going to be videos. We got screenshots. We got, we have tip sheets. And as Mark was mentioning before, we also have walkthroughs that are in here as well. And I'll show you example, hopefully, of all of them that's in here. So depending on what the user clicks in this menu, they get the type of information that's helpful to them. So I'll go in, for example, to Office integration. All right, participate in a discussion via Outlook. That's something that I want to know about as a user. I click on this, and this is one of our videos that we have produced. And it shows them completely annotated, completely voice narrated, by the way, 2 minutes or less, because we know that the user time attention span is not that much for end users. So you want to keep it short. Once again, you can expand this one. You can pop this out as well if you need to. Let me close this for right now. Let me see. So I'm looking for something and I can't really find it right now. I can go ahead and start typing it in also, because we also have this nice dynamic search available. And I can say, all right, let me see, how do you check in a document? And here you go. Similarly, if I wanted to search for something else, I don't know, how about user capability? Here we go, adding users to a site. So these are the kind of things that the administrator of this site or the contributor, these kind of people need this, day in, day out to understand exactly how to do these things. And they can find it quickly, click on it. Oops, sorry, I gave you one that we don't have hooked up yet. See, there's your glitch. So anyway, things like that we could put in there. Let me see, how about this one? I'll go into quick reference. There's lots of quick reference here. So if I click on announcement quick reference, I believe this is an example, here we go, of an annotated screenshot. Once again, that a user can print this out, or they can have it available side by side. So they can just pop this out and have it available side by side, so they're viewing the screen and they can see, all right, here's what this is, here's what that is. All right, makes sense. Also, we have things like, let me click on this one, Introduction to Libraries. What this is going to do is, I believe this is a PDF file. So yeah, it's a quick reference card also produced by us. We have a bunch of these here, and they can always print this out and have this available directly with them. So we're going to be making lots more quick reference cards like this, lots more screenshots, lots more videos, and all of them are going to be coming in to this application one by one, slowly. All right. I know there's a bunch of questions out there as well, and I appreciate those questions. I won't be able to dig into those currently, but we do have a team of our people, VisualSP folks, who are out there answering the questions, so thank you very much, guys. And later I'll come back to some of these questions as well. But let me continue on here for now. You know, one of the things that I like about this personally is that I can move this tab also up and down, and that really helps. Sometimes it gets in the way a little bit, so I can move it up and down. All right, what I want to do right now is go to a site, in this case, that, what if it's outside of SharePoint altogether? Oh, I'm sorry, outside of Office 365 altogether. What I mean by that is if I go to things like Sway or Power Apps or Yammer, even though these are services which are a shortcut from here, there's a shortcut from here, but they're not truly inside the tenant, right, as you guys, most of you guys already know. So if I click on Yammer, for example, now I'm at www.yammer.com, right? Still, my tab is there because it is part of a service for Microsoft Office 365. My tab did follow me here as well. And I can click on this, and now I get stuff that's Yammer specific. So creating groups, let's check this out. Okay, so one of our content authors, Melissa, actually has made this particular video of how to create groups in Yammer. Pretty helpful, right? So there's a bunch of stuff like that that you can get to. What I've shown you so far are some videos. I've shown you some screenshots. I've shown you the quick reference card, and I've shown you, of course, the different context. One of the other things that people really like is the ability to have some step-by-step walkthroughs that are right there directly within the interface. Right, so if I'm looking, I'm going to show this to you in the mail aspect over here. If I'm in Outlook in Mail and I want to just understand, you know, what is the interface showing me here? What are these folders and these groups and things like that? And what is that top? What is this, a toolbar? There's a walkthrough that we have developed here which helps people guide them step by step, understanding the screen as a whole. So I'm going to click on the homepage tour. See, first puts a border around it and tells me that here's the list of your mail items, right? Now if I click on something, for example, Microsoft Flow, introducing August features for Microsoft Flow. Great. Okay. Now it's showing me that that's the reading pane. Great. Next, mail actions. And that's also encouraging me, on top of just telling me what it is, encouraging me to say, hey, you want to click on the highlighted more actions, which is, see right here, there's a highlight. And if you click on this thing, you'll see a lot more options that you can take, the more actions basically within Mail. So all right, good. Click on Next. Toolbar up above, awesome. Next, Filter, Sort, and View. It will even expand it for me, I believe. Here we go. So expanded for me to say, hey, I'm expanding it to you so you can see exactly what's inside here. Wonderful. I'll click on Next here. Mail folders, wonderful. And next, Search. And then I'm done. Okay, so it guided me and helped me along as an end user to understand the interface better with this walkthrough. So a combination of different learning modalities, including the walkthroughs, really can help the user understand what they're doing and help them accomplish their tasks that much easier.